Hello and welcome to another episode of On the Sofa. My name is Rachel Onikosi and I'm delighted to be here with Mr. Joe Maye, CEO of the Jimmy Asher Foundation. How are you keeping, Joe?
I'm good.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Thank you. How has COVID been treating you?
To be honest, not so bad. It's given me time to spend time with my children.
Cool.
So on the whole, COVID hasn't affected me that bad. Obviously some of the businesses that I have slowed down a bit, but you know, generally I'm fine.
Fantastic. One thing I'll mention, because it's particularly affected guys in this time, is that when I've known you obviously through different channels, and when I normally see you have low cut hair, your hair has now grown. Is that because of barbers?
Because of COVID.
COVID, fine. Okay, this suits you though, I must say.
Thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. So maybe if you start off by you just telling people who you are and what you do.
Okay, well my name's Joe Maye. Born and bred in South London, South West London. Parents are from Jamaica, Barbados.
Yes.
I'm currently, I would say, an international businessman. I've got businesses in the UK, as well as business in Africa, which is Gambia. But I'm a man what's really started from, I would say, humble beginnings. I got kicked out of school. And when I was about 15, 16, there wasn't, no one could see a good road for me. But pretty much a couple of years later, after I got kicked out of school, flopped the first year of college, then the word balance came into my brain. Balance. At that time I was like, why couldn't I balance doing all my road stuff, being on road, having fun, enjoying myself, making money, as well as doing my work. Once I found that balance, it's like everything has just gone swimmingly. So from that, I then went on to university.
Wow.
Luton Uni, managed to get a 2-1 in a business administration degree. And pretty much once I found the word balance and I practiced that, everything has gone pretty much swimmingly.
So we've seen a transformation essentially, haven't we?
Transformation.
From being somebody who's on the road, who then has a wake-up call and think, actually, I want to have fun, I want to do things with my guys, but equally I need to have some sort of path in life, and make some progress. So you decided that balance was your word, to be able to balance things out and do both things simultaneously. Fantastic. This is so good to hear. In relation to Jimmy Asher Foundation, tell people what you do.
I'm the founder, I'm the co-founder, pretty much, as well as CEO. Pretty much the foundation started through tragedy, which is through the death of my passing over of my dad, Jimmy Asher Maye. The Asher stands for, because he was a Rastafarian, so the Asher is his tribe name, because he was born in December. So that's why we use it, Jimmy Asher Foundation. Right.
I never knew that. So Asher means what exactly?
Asher's basically the 12 tribe of Israel. So each month, for example, I'm a Judah because I was born in July. So each month is allocated to pretty much one of the sons. So there was 12 sons. My dad was born in December. Therefore, his tribe name would be Asher.
Tell me how the foundation is impacting young people's lives.
Pretty much it's impacting young people's life here in England, as well as impacting people's lives in Africa and even in Jamaica, as well as Trinidad and Tobago as well.
Wow.
So I would say if we're looking at sort of London, England, we currently deliver sports, media, life skill projects for young people. We also offer them employment, work experience, internships, and we also qualifications as well. We also give out qualifications in sports qualifications, which is also qualifications could be the food and healthy eating, which goes with our healthy cooking program. So we also offer the qualifications, work experience, where we have had a number of young people come from France to do 1, 2, 3 month internships with our organisation, as well as young people who goes to school and colleges here locally will also come in. So as well as offering the sports, media, life skills, we also support schools in Sierra Leone, in Gambia, and in Uganda. Which means that we will send over school equipment, clothes, just pretty much anything that we think is worthwhile sending over there.
Absolutely.
So we currently work with Fatima Prep, which is in Sierra Leone.
Yes.
We've been working with them now for the last 3 years.
Right.
And we've currently sending over stuff to Uganda and also Gambia as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. There's a lot there.
There is a lot.
Let me kind of break it down into chunks.
Yeah.
So we have the work in the UK.
Yep.
What would you say your reach has been? Do you, in terms of the figure of young people's lives that you've changed?
I mean, we've worked in 27 different boroughs.
27 different boroughs. And it's 33 London boroughs.
Currently work in schools, youth clubs, community centres, colleges. But one of the biggest, I would say, every programme that we deliver has impacted lives. But one thing that we got great numbers in was something called B2B basketball.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is basically, at that time when we started that, there was a trend of new formats in sports. So in cricket you had 2020, in snooker you had a faster format. So we said, how can we engage young people in a new form of basketball? My background is actually football. Right, okay. But basketball, I didn't see as many young people playing it on the roads as, you know, like football, you can go anywhere, the park, even your garden, you just pick two jumpers up and then there's your goals. So we thought, how can we engage more young people in basketball, but not just engage them in basketball, but also give them career sort of opportunities as well. So we was getting local youth-led organisations to come in on the day to actually deliver motivational speeches, to actually have stalls and things like that. So half of it was to you know, engage more young people in sports, but while we had them there, we also wanted to give them more information about what, you know, what their life could be, what career options, and things like that. We're based in Tooting. Tooting. Offices in Tooting.
Yes. Where do the young people come from? All over London?
Basically, young people come all over, but what we do is we actually go to youth clubs, community centres within these boroughs. Yes, almost like an outreach, isn't it? It's an excellent. Outreach. Yeah. Because when we first started, we was delivering projects at our office, but we said, no, how can we go to places where young people are already there, rather than them having to come from, they don't know, travelling. Yeah. So what we've done is we started contacting youth clubs in specific local areas. So we would engage the young people in Hackney, in Camden, Tower Hamlet, Southwark. So rather than them crossing boroughs to go and do something, we had it specifically. The only cross borough we had was the B2B. B2B, yeah. And we would have young kids travel from northwest way to south to east. That's what we found out about basketball. It didn't matter where it was, the young people would travel across the whole of London just to get to there. Good stuff, remarkable stuff. What has been the response from, like, maybe politicians in your local area or across London, in fact? To be honest, we've had a lot of support. Brilliant. From councillors such as yourself. Yes, when I used to be a councillor in Lewisham. Yes. I haven't let anybody know yet. Okay. The viewers wouldn't have known that, but I used to be a councillor in Lewisham between 2014 and 2018, and that is where I kind of met you around that kind of area, isn't it? Yes. So I've been helpful. It's nice to know. And you also was helpful as well because I think one of the funds that we sourced was through your contacts. Excellent. Yeah, at that time. And I think we delivered boxing programme at that time in Lewisham, in the Lewisham area. I feel proud about that, Joe. So thank you for reminding me, viewers. Good stuff. Yeah, so we've got a lot of counsellors in the Wandsworth, Merton area. Like I said, like yourself. We've also had a lot of support from, it was a lady called Maria Hanson, who was a counsellor in Wandsworth. Yes. Joan Henry, she's in Merton. Yes. And we've also had a big one from Mrs. Khan, which is the MP, I think she's the Conservative MP for Tooting and Balham. Ah, okay. Yeah. Is she not Labour? Did she succeed Sadiq Khan? I think she's Labour actually. She's Labour. Yes, we know her. She has, I must say, she's supported us a lot. Through her, I've taken about 10 young people to the Parliament, to the House of Commons, House of Lords. Excellent. Yeah, so, and she's also assisted us into actually working in South Thames College in Wandsworth.
Brilliant.
So we've had a lot of support from our local councillor.
But I also know that you also run GMS Foundation kitchens.
Yeah.
Almost like a food bank, or providing directly cooked meals. If you do so, where and what's behind that?
What it was more of a different thing. It was teaching young people how to cook within a budget. Right. Because what was happening is that you'd have the young people finish school, their first destination would be the chicken and chip shop. So we said, so our drive, and this was really a initiative from my cousin, who's a chef, Cadian Patterson. We wanted to teach young people how to cook under a budget of £3. So pretty much for the family for under £3. So that was our drive, getting young people to cook healthily and under a budget, because we know they didn't have a lot of money to spend. Yeah. And that's where these chicken shops luck out when they do these £1 meals, £2 meals. It's like enticing these young people
to eat that food consistently. Absolutely, yes.
So we wanted to change that mindset and to get them, if I've got £2, £3, what can I actually buy to cook? And something very simple. So we actually delivered this. Cadian was the tutor, as well as another tutor called Nick Hudson. We was delivering that within Hackney, Camden, Tower Hamlet, Southwark, Wandsworth, Merton, and possibly...
And the list goes on.
The list goes on.
Yeah.
So I would say we engaged probably over 500 young people. Wow. Within that. And with the cooking as well, because my dad is from Jamaica. Yes. He's from Portland. Every year, again, this is it was something sort of the brainchild of Cadian Patterson as well. Because Cadian is also from Jamaica himself, born in Jamaica. So what we wanted to do was every Christmas, the festive season, was to cook food for the homeless and less fortunate in Portland, the parish where my dad's from. Excellent. So we started that for, I think, 2 years. After that, we then moved on as well to St. Thomas, which is the neighbouring parish. So for the last 8 years now, we've been doing cookouts every Christmas for the homeless and less fortunate. Brilliant. Of the people in Jamaica, my dad's people, I would say. Yes, and this is all funded by the Jimmy Asher Foundation. This is great. This is really great. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, that's been a massive drive, because a lot of the things through the foundation was to follow the footsteps of my dad. So when I said Sierra Leone, the reason why we started supporting a school in Sierra Leone was because my dad actually went there for a year. Okay. He actually lived there for a year. Yes. So it was almost retracing his footsteps to where he grew up. Yeah. And to where he went into Africa. Right, okay. So that's pretty much living that legacy, isn't it? Living that legacy. Absolutely. So that's pretty much why we went to Sierra Leone and we're now supporting the school, pretty much because my dad went there for a year and, we just following his footsteps along his journey of life. Okay. So we have you as the CEO of Jimmy Asher Foundation. We've got the initiatives with young people in London and beyond and internationally. We've got the food kitchens, the helping schools, particularly in Sierra Leone. Also got something else, haven't we? Something else called Joe Ride. Is that right? That's right. And if I'm right, I'm sure I'll pass over the mic to you in a second, but Joe Ride are taxis or almost Ubers in Gambia, which you launched. Yes. This is a remarkable achievement. Tell me more about this. Well, again, the idea came from when I went to Sierra Leone. I went to Sierra Leone with my family, and I also went to visit the school that I was supporting. So while I was in Sierra Leone, I just saw, which now I know over there is called keke. Keke. Yeah. In India, it's called rickshaw. Thailand, was it tup tup? There's different names. Right. In different countries. Interesting. So when I was in Sierra Leone, I saw this vehicle just bobbing up and down, up and down. I thought there must be another country in Africa where I can bring this to. In my mind, I had Uganda because I already been to Uganda. So I'm in Sierra Leone for the whole 2 weeks. My mind is just, I'm saying, no, I can bring this to other countries in Africa. I can bring it to Jamaica. I can bring it to Trinidad, Tobago. I can even take it to Brazil. My mind started, I was thinking of countries that I'd been to. Yes. Because I thought there's definitely a market for this vehicle. So being over there and having that vision, I contacted, I got the details from one of the manufacturers, which is Pagio.
Pagia, right.
Yeah, I didn't know how big Pagia was at that time.
Yes.
Because I've never really been into vehicles, transportation. So when I came back home now, it was that dilemma. Do I try to email the manufacturers, or do I just let that pass?
Yeah.
You know, it was a brainwave while I was there.
Yeah.
Should I let it pass? But I thought, no, I'm going to email this contact that I got. And I emailed the contact, and they responded pretty much instantly, you know, to ask me what am I currently in transportation, into vehicles, what do I currently do?
Yeah.
My response, well, no, I've never been into transportations, I've never been in this kind of business, but I see an opportunity.
100%.
But I do have experience in starting up businesses from scratch. So based off what I said, my first destination would have been Uganda because I'd been there.
Yes, okay.
But he said Uganda, there was a distributor there already. So I said, what other country in Africa don't you have a distribution? And he just said Gambia. And at that time, I'd never been to Gambia. All I had heard is that Gambia was a beautiful country. So thankfully, I had a contact who was in Gambia. And he goes Gambia 6 months, come back 6 months. So even then, I didn't have his contact. And then to cut a long story short, I because I'm a man, I'm about the universe, I'm about the spirit, so I asked for guidance.
Yes, from the universe, you can say it, because I do.
To get this guy's contact details.
Absolutely.
And before you know it, he got in contact with me and said, you've been trying to call me. So this was on a Sunday that they told me that Gambia was open. By the following Saturday, I was in Gambia. So as soon as they said Gambia's open, I knew someone there, contacted them. Within a week, I'm in Gambia.
Brilliant.
And literally, when I went to Gambia, all I had was just a picture on my phone of the vehicle. Hey, look,
this is what I want to do.
This is what I want to do.
Yeah.
So I pretty much went over there just to do on the ground market research. Is this viable? Is there a need? Is there a want? And when I got there, I actually realised that there's actually a need. It's not even a want, it's a need, because the transportation system in Gambia is on its knees. It's not good at all. So based off of realising there was a need, I wanted to incorporate to say, how can I, as well as coming to Africa, Gambia to make money, how can I also give back? So because I'm about making money, but I'm also about giving back. It's like I like the win-win situations where everyone's winning. So what happened is through my contact, Siddiqui, he then knew someone high up in the parliament. This guy who he introduced me to, he was the diplomat for Nigeria, so he was in Nigeria or something for the last 5 years.
My people.
Right?
Okay, yes.
So as soon as I showed him it, he
Yeah.
said, they've got this in Nigeria, it can work very well here. And from when he said that, he sort of, the first time I went, I started meeting the Minister of Transportation, Minister of Sports. He was just introducing me to different things, because he's like, he got my vision straight away. And in Gambia at that time, they had 7 of these vehicles in Gambia, but those vehicles was called Mama Africa.
Mama Africa, right.
So what I realised in each part of Africa, they're called different vehicles depending who brought in the vehicle.
Yeah, for their ownership, isn't it?
For the ownership.
Yeah.
So I've said to the guys, by this time I've got a team of people that I've met. You know, everyone's excited about my idea, my vision. And I said, look, we can't use the name Mama. No, it was Batch Car. It was called Batch Car previously because Mr. Batch had brought them into the country.
Yeah.
So people know that it was Batch Car. So I've said to the guys, look, that business pretty much flopped. We need to find a new name, a fresh name to go. And then while we're brainstorming, one guy now, Mustafa Njai, says, Joe Ride. I'm like, no, you can't use Joe Ride. Like, he's like, why not? Like, you're the one bringing it in, you're the one trying to give us opportunities, you're the one doing that. Why not?
He's absolutely right, isn't he?
He was right. So straight away I said, you know what, that's the name, Joe Ride. And I was supposed to be in Gambia for 2 weeks. I think it extended to another 2 weeks. And during that journey, I was speaking to the manufacturers, Pagio, who was based in India.
Okay.
So by then I was working out my strategy, what is the best way. Then during that time we worked out, okay, can we do something where the drivers would own the vehicle after 18 months? Because I wanted to give ownership as well to people.
Yes.
I wanted to make them to be able to make daily money.
Yes.
And I wanted to bring employment in terms of mechanics and things like that.
Yes.
So pretty much I literally had everything in place by the first time I left the country, pretty much, in terms of the drivers who was interested, the mechanics, and
the ministers.
The ministers.
Yeah.
And I always said is that I felt at that time that I was guided by my dad, because everything was moving so fast. I couldn't even comprehend
what was happening.
Things are just moving too smooth. It's just,
you want something, the door opens, it comes. Another thing, you think about it, it manifests. That's what you saw happening. Absolutely.
Everything I was speaking was manifesting. And I was giving the credit, and I still do, to my dad at that stage. And so from there, I was talking to Pagio. So I said to Pagio, look, so by now they're telling me what, they're a massive company, they do Vespa, they're the market leaders in the two-wheelers in the world and things like that. So I said, well, I've come to Gambia, I've done my research here, I need to do my research on you guys. Yeah, I need to come to India. And as soon as I said that, and at that stage is I developed it was a development plan. Yep. Yeah. So I was running around for 2-3 weeks, running around meeting this person, that person, this person. By the end of the trip, I wanted to come with a plan. Yeah. Of everyone that I've met, my vision, my aims. So I contacted one of my guys over here who's called Maddie. He's like a mentor to me. Okay. I said, you've dropped a lot of names. Which is good. Yeah. Absolutely, I want to give everyone credit. Yeah, of course, and that's right. Yeah, it would be nice to maybe have some of those people on the sofa at some stage during the year, so we can talk about that. I mean, Maddie was one I was going to speak to you about after. Right. Okay. Yeah. Maddie pretty much done me a development plan through all of the pictures, the information I sent him. When he done the plan, everyone saw it. Everyone was blown away in Gambia. And when I sent it to the manufacturers in India, they were so blown away. The vice president wanted to meet me. Wow. Of the company. Yeah. Of the exporting. Yeah. So, because he had heard about me, but once he saw this, he thought, no, I've got to meet this guy. So after that, they invited me to come over to India, which I'd never thought that I would ever go to India. Yeah. Never thought. Beautiful country though, isn't it? Beautiful country, and when I went over there, they looked after me so well. Well, you're in a big time now. You're in India, and you've got this great idea, and you want to buy their stock. So of course, they're gonna love you. They're like rolling out the red carpet for me. They're like, it was a great experience. So, while I was over there, the relationship got stronger now because I like to meet people that I'm going to work with. Of course, yeah. So the relationship got stronger, and just to cut it all down real quick, from that, 1 year later, so I think I went to Gambia around about April, May 2018. Sounds right. Yeah. Yeah. It took, I almost classified it took about 9-10 months. Yeah. From going to Gambia 2-3 times, 2018, going to India, finally the vehicles came in February or January 2019. Right. So literally 8-9 months later, the vehicles are now there. And pretty much where we are at the moment, we've pretty much got a team of 6. Yes. Yeah, because I know some of the things I'm going to say will lead on to the following questions, but we've got mechanics. Brilliant. We've got a lead mechanic who's come from Sierra Leone. Yeah. Who's come over to Gambia to teach the Gambians. Excellent. But when the first vehicles came, the first container vehicles, Diageo sent one of their engineers from India to come over to Gambia to teach the locals how to assemble the vehicles, maintain, and things like that.
Yeah.
When we launched it, it was actually on Gambian independence. That was when I first gave the first
amazing.
6 drivers.
That's amazing.
So it actually worked out to be on Gambian independence, yeah. So that's pretty much how
it's a fantastic story, and just again for the viewers, we've got the youth initiatives in London and internationally. You've got the helping schools across the Africa. You've got the food kitchen in Jamaica, and then you've got your own vehicle in Joe Ride, working in collaboration with India suppliers. I mean, I think that's absolutely amazing, and you, from what I know of you, you're a very humble guy. But you've achieved so much, especially with where you've come from and finding that balance. And clearly, I think a lot of people should find that balance, because you've gone on to achieve so much. And people that I know in some of the circles that I mix in, who are sitting on boards, they don't have the courage to do what you've done. They don't have the desire, because it's almost as if maybe there's too much of a risk of failure. You've gone ahead and you've just literally gone through that glass ceiling. So I think a round of applause for you. It's really, really, really good to hear, and I'm sure the viewers will be so inspired by this. One question around all of that is, you're clearly an entrepreneur. What advice would you give to budding entrepreneurs who want to be you, who want to do things that you do, and want to have that courage and passion about the things that you get involved in?
Well, there was one thing my dad always said to me when I was young, because he could see from the age of 9, 10, I was pretty much an entrepreneur from 9 or 10. So growing up, he used to always tell me administration is key. Administration, because administration covers all aspects of business, marketing, finance, sales. So that's what sticks in my brain. Administration. One thing I would say is to have belief in yourself. Of course. Because, for example, based off what a lot of people told me about Joe Ride, I've never been to Gambia. I've never worked in transportation, vehicles, never done anything. So there was a lot of people, not to say, they was looking out for me as they saw. Do you get what I mean? Like, this is something, you've never been here, you've never done this, like, be careful what you're doing.
Of course.
But because I had the belief in myself, I knew that I'll be okay.
Of course, of course.
So I would say believe in yourself, self-discipline. Self-discipline,
of course,
motivation. So when you work for someone else, they give you your set times. Be at work for this time, you leave work at that time. So you've got to have the discipline to be able to get up and start work on your own accord, not by someone telling you when to be in, when to be at work. Pretty
much be so focused that you can still get up at 7 o'clock in the morning, be ready for work at 8, even if you're working from home, you're at your desk at 8:39, and you're cracking on as if to say you were doing a 9 to 5 in an office somewhere. It's that kind of discipline, isn't it?
It's that kind of discipline.
Belief, motivation, discipline, hard work. And just one comment to make about those family or friends of yours that kind of gave you advice about why Joe Ride or going to Gambia to launch a new product, transportation would not work. I think, let's be honest, and I think it happens to the best of us, what people often do, the advice comes from their own limiting beliefs. So if they don't believe it's possible for them, unfortunately, it's projected onto something else, somebody else. And it's not that they're trying to prevent you or to be difficult or because they're envious. They just don't have those tools, that the wherewithal to give the advice because they don't think it's possible. And I think that a lot of people experience that. But you have clearly shown people that when you want something, you clearly get it. So that's fantastic. I'm so glad to hear that.
I'm also involved in properties.
Property, right? Okay.
And land as well.
Okay.
Land in Africa, as well as a property portfolio in England as well. So that's also something. And we've also got care homes as well.
You have care homes as well.
Yeah,
okay.
so it's like
now you can see the shock in my face.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to say to the viewers, I think everybody wants to be Joe, right? Yeah.
It's like semi-independent housing.
Yeah.
So we prepare young people from semi-independent living to independent living.
Good for you.
Yeah. So we've pretty much got about 10 units at the moment.
Okay.
I'm part of a team.
Okay.
Yeah, we've pretty much got 10 people. That's one aspect. Then, like I said, we've got the properties.
Yeah.
So where I rent, and so I've got a number of properties that I rent across England.
Right. Okay.
And yeah, like I said, land as well.
Yeah.
Land in Africa, land in Uganda, land in Gambia, as well.
Yeah.
My
next question then is, what's your next move? What's your vision for 2021 to 2025, say? Let's talk about that.
It's like right now I've got my hands full.
Yeah.
But what generally comes is like the opportunity generally comes to me at the moment. Pretty much every week I've got someone calling me up with a business idea.
Brilliant.
Yeah. As well as calling me up with a business idea, I've also consult a lot of people as well. Yeah, a lot of my family.
Yes.
That I consult them for their businesses that they're doing.
Yeah.
And many new people around me, I would say once or twice a week, give me a call for some sort of advice or
Absolutely.
something.
Yeah, you're that guy, isn't it? Well, that's great. What will be really nice, because you do so much and you've given us 30 minutes of that, but I think there might be an opportunity whereby we can maybe come and do on the sofa at maybe one of your residential properties, for example, speak to some of your young people, some of the staff. We might talk about and how best we do that. But again, the show is about showcasing the great work that people do, inspiring and uplifting viewers, whilst also getting people on the show who have got a great business idea and might need your consultancy. So I think we need to keep talking and see what we can do. I think we need to move on to the personality questions now. You're late for a big work client meeting and you know it would not look good if you walked in 30 minutes late. Do you, A, miss the meeting saying you're sick? B, casually walk in as if you're early? 3, attend the meeting but orchestrate a limp in your leg? Or D, make a big excuse about a car accident driving to the meeting?
Off my head, I don't like making excuses. So more maybe 3, because I'd still like to make my presence felt. Okay,
attend the meeting, exaggerate a limp. Okay, at least you got to the meeting, right? At least you're there.
Exactly.
Good for you.
Yes.
The next scenario-based question is, you found yourself in financial difficulty due to personal reasons. Very unlikely what you do, but hey, you find yourself in this difficult situation financially. You see someone drop a bundle of money. You don't know how much, but it's a bundle of money, 20s and 10s, easily 4 or 5 grand. You pick up the money, but by the time you glance up, that person's disappeared. What do? Do you give the money to the local police force, describing the individual? Do you leave the money with a nearby shop in case a person returns to look for the money? Keep it as it's probably a gift from the universe to you? Or share it between some local youths hanging around the shops?
I think 3 and 4.
Keep it because the universe gave you a gift. It's universal power.
3 and 4. So even though I'll keep it, I'd like to do something with that money.
Right. Okay. So, and then give it to some youths.
Yeah.
On the corner.
Do some sort of activities or something.
Okay. A nearby shop. The person might come back an hour later, looking around for the money, going to the local news off license or news agents, asking for the money. They're honest. They might say, oh, somebody handed it in for you, and they said if they find you to give them a call, you wouldn't do that?
No, maybe that where I would give the local shopkeepers my number, but I necessarily wouldn't give them the money.
Fine. Okay, fine. So 3 and 4.
Yeah.
This is personality testing, yes? I don't want to drop money near you, Joe. I don't. All right, last set of personality questions. Shower or bath?
Shower.
Cinema or Netflix?
Neither really. I haven't got time for any.
I can imagine. If you had a choice.
If I had a choice, it'd probably be cinema.
Uber or black cab?
Uber.
Boris Johnson or Keir Starmer?
Well, not Boris for a start.
Okay.
So anyone but Boris.
Okay, Keir Starmer then. Gym or jog?
Gym.
In regards to popcorn, sugar or salt?
Mixed.
Okay. And do you prefer to read or listen to music?
Read now.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Joe Maye, everybody, Jimmy Asher Foundation CEO. It's been a pleasure to have you, Joe, and I really look forward to speaking to you again about all the amazing things you're going to do this year and beyond.
Okay,
Thank you. So, Joe, tell me, are you a boxer?
Boy, on the streets, yeah, but not really professionally. But I was more, say, when I was a youngster.
Okay.
Yeah, I was good with my hands.